Hi, it's Hunter. Thank you for tuning into the Hunter.marie podcast. And I have some advice today about how to make people like you more. And I don't mean changing anything about yourself. I'm talking about how you can get people to actually like themselves better when they're around you. So there's some tactics in mind, so that's what I'm going to be getting into today. First things first, you have to ask people about themselves, or else they don't know that you even care about them, and therefore they don't really care about you. If you boast and brag about all the things going on in your life, sometimes you might not even notice, but just by talking about your life instead of asking others about their lives, it comes across as boasting or bragging in the sense that people think you care more about your own things than you do care about theirs. It's really important, especially upon first impressions, that you let people know how much you care about them by asking them questions, but genuine ones, not just by bombarding them with questions, but by asking them things like, how long have you been working here? Or what do you think about that? Or, acting humble is always a good tactic by saying, hey, I don't know what to do about this. Do you have any advice for me? People love to give advice. So by asking, it shows you care about their opinion. So let's say you're trying out a new church for the first time and you want to get to know people, you want to build relationships. You have to do that by asking questions about themselves. They will ask questions about you when the time is right, but you don't want to preface by talking all about yourself. They will get bored. They don't know you. They don't understand your life. By bombarding them with things about you, it shows them that they shouldn't be talking to you because all you do is talk about yourself. So I highly suggest when you first meet people and every time that you see them thereafter, that you ask people about themselves. It makes people like being around you. It makes them want to be around you more. I've found that I can meet and become good friends with or build a good relationship with anyone. And it's because it's not all about me. I just ask them about themselves and they know how to answer questions about themselves. Everyone does. We're all ourselves. We can answer a million questions about us. So when you ask people questions that they know how to answer, it starts a really good conversation and you can find room for common ground. What might you have similar to this person? Or what views or interests do you have that are similar to theirs? You don't just want to ask meaningless questions, but questions that make sense for your environment at the time. My next tip is being humble. I think that sitting yourself at the lowest seat easily makes people like you more. Because if you assume that you deserve all the most wonderful things in the world, people will start to think, who is this person? Maybe you really are the top of your class, or maybe you're the best at a sport, but if you boast about it, or you say, why didn't I get this boyfriend or girlfriend, or man, you just talk about other people as if they're inferior to you, or you act as if you deserve all the greatest things in the world, people are gonna be desensitized to you. They're not gonna relate to you. They're not gonna appreciate the way that you talk or communicate. They're gonna slowly not care about you because they think you've already got it all figured out. So why don't you go figure it out on your own? You're not leaving any space for me in this friendship or relationship. So I highly suggest being humble because it attracts people to you because they want to be there, a part of your life with you for the journey, because it seems like you live a normal life that we all do. People naturally don't want to know all the wonderful things about you off rip. If there's a time and a place for the conversation, of course, if you're with good people building these relationships, they'll love to hear good things going on. But I'm going to be honest, most people don't want to hear about all the wonderful things going on in your life or your past. People don't want to hear about how rich your family lineage is, or how many cool cars that you've been through, or how you've bought a house and you're saving money and making investments. It doesn't make people feel good around you. And the point of building relationships is that people will feel good around you. Otherwise, that's not a relationship because they won't want to be near you. There's something about a humble spirit that draws you to them. It makes you curious. How does this person seem to have it together and yet they're not seemingly obsessed with themselves? If you think about it objectively, nobody who seems obsessed with themselves or who thinks that they're so cool or righteous, nobody's gonna love that. You're gonna love that because it's you who's experiencing it. But if you're comparing yourself against the other people in a room, they're gonna sense that. Even if it's just the slightest bit. The thing is about building relationships is that if you're building relationships with smart people, they will catch on quick to who you are. They'll be able to read you really quickly. And you don't want people to think that you are self-absorbed. Being self-absorbed means you're not aware. And if you're not self-aware, people think you're not going to care about what happens to them. They think that you're just absorbed with yourself. So make sure that you do see yourself at the lowest seat as the Bible tells us to. Here are some of the verses that talk about sitting at the lowest seat. But outside from using humility to build relationships, we should use humility in our everyday life for ourselves. The Bible says if we humble ourselves, we will be exalted. But if we exalt ourselves, we will be humbled. What that means is if we try to make ourselves seem perfect, life will quickly knock us down off of that throne, saying, you are not perfect. How is it that you could pretend or make people think that you are? If we exalt ourselves, we'll quickly be humbled and brought back down to reality. But if we humble ourselves and we start here at the lowest point, we will be exalted. We will grow. We will get better. There is blessings from Christ. As a humble servant of God, he blesses us and we will be exalted. Not just in this life, but in heaven. We are going to live forever. Kind of a crazy concept that people maybe don't think of straight up as it is, but we are going to live forever. And you have to be humble to accept Christ into your heart. Because how is it that you could give full control and surrender to someone if you weren't humble? Another tip I have is be consistent. Ooh, this is a good one. If you always say hi to somebody when you see them in the break room, but when you're just walking past in the parking lot, you don't say hi, they're gonna think that all the conversations of the break room are phony because you're not consistent. It is so important to be consistent because you want people to think you're reliable. And if people think you're reliable, if they think that you're trustworthy, really, because reliable and trustworthy are hand in hand, then they will trust you. They will enjoy being in your presence. If you're consistent, then they can depend on what the outcomes regarding you will be. If you're going to be nice to somebody in the front office, be nice to them every single time you cross their path. Don't forget to smile. If you're just crossing paths, smiling is really important. It gives off a warm impression that you care about them, that they make you happy, and that you're a happy person. People typically prefer to build friendships with people who are happy. Keep that in mind. Happiness is attractive for friends, family, romantic relationships, employers, coworkers. Everybody wants to be with someone who's happy. Think about that. The impact of joy. It's contagious. So smile every time you see somebody. Try to make it a warm environment. If you're comfortable, they will be comfortable. If you're both comfortable, they will want to be in your presence again. Be happy. People like people who are happy because it spreads into their life. They want to be happy themselves. And if you shine light and joy into their life, they will want to be around you again. And boom, a relationship is flourishing because you're happy and you're silly and you're funny and you don't take life too seriously. People love that because we all need it. We all need, even the silly ones need people who shed some light and make them smile, laugh, and have joy. And the last tip I'll include in this video is if you're trying to build relationships and get people to like you, to see something in you that they didn't see before, groom yourself and present yourself well. Like, why not? It takes time and effort, but that is impressive to people. Not everybody cares about their appearance. But if people can see that you care about yourself, that you're clean, that you're well groomed, that your outfits are nice and well styled or put together, they see that you care about yourself and that you will care about them as a friend. You will care about the relationship. You care about areas of your life, and they want good influences in their own life. That's what we all want from friends, family, work environments. We want good influences on us. So be that good influence. Even if you're not the type of person to groom up all the time, give it a try. Go a full week with grooming, fully styled every single day. See if you notice a difference. It's not all about appearance or looks or attraction. It's not about that. It's about the point that you care about yourself. It's about the point that you do take care of yourself. It draws people to you because they find it attractive as a friend when you take care of yourself. It makes them inspired to take care of themselves. It's encouraging. It's contagious. If you see a friend who is always well groomed, outfits match, hair is done, makeup is done, jewelry is cute, it makes you want to dress that nice next time you do something with them. It does. It's contagious. And when you can influence someone, you have got them on lock. If you can influence someone, not only are they your friend, but they might be a rider for you. and use that strength lightly. Because you're not perfect and you're not in control of their life. But you can encourage them. You can inspire them. You can push them to take steps in the right direction for their own life. There's a lot of good things that come out of building relationships and making friends. People will love you more. You'll have more bonds, more connections, more opportunities to network. Your world will expand and get bigger. Your perspective of the world will grow and increase. You'll have more opportunities for travel, for business relationships, for joy, for experience, for intellectual stimulation, for mentors even. There's a lot of benefits of building relationships. And you've got to remember, you have to ask people about themselves. You have to be trustworthy and reliable, which is consistent, and you should be well-groomed. All of these things are going to encourage people to look to you when they're looking for a friend or someone that they can trust to just talk to or be around. I know these tactics work because I use them myself. Where did I figure them out? I don't know. I collectively figured it out after reading lots of books, after listening to many audiobooks, YouTubers, and a lot of trial and error. I'll tell you, I did theater and drama like my entire childhood that I can remember, of different forms and variations, and I've learned a lot of life skills based off of theater and drama. One of them is being well-groomed. Also being kind and smiling. If you're improvising a scene off rip, and there's no script given to you and you are told to perform a scene on stage, how much harder it is if you're a pessimistic person who acts like they don't care. It is so much harder for that scene to be successful rather than if they are positive and they are smiling and warming. That gives so much opportunity for the scene to get better. So I think of life like that sometimes. If I can make more joy come into the scene, then I'm going to. Thank you so much for watching this video. Follow my social medias. They're linked in the description. Like this video, subscribe, and check out my PDF for 10 strategies for a peaceful life with God. Love you. Thank you for watching. And God bless you. I'll be praying for you after this video. I promise. Thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe.